Welcome to the SQN Top 10 ranking. For the first time you join in the program, please subscribe to the channel, like, share and comment your opinion with everyone. Today, join us to learn about the top 10 unexplained supernatural phenomena in the world. Hope you will enjoy. Now, let's get started. UFOs. There are many stories about UFOs, which cannot be explained, such as Captain William Schaffner incident, North Sea, on September 9, 1970. British Royal Air Force pilot William Schaffner was flying over the North Sea when he discovered a strange object in front of his plane, ignoring suspended above water in the North Sea. He decided to investigate, but a few minutes later, radio contact with Captain Schaffner's plane was lost. Schaffner's plane was later found at the bottom of the sea. However, the canopy was closed and there was no trace of the pilot. No one knows what might have happened to the captain. On September 19, 1976, Iranian military forces discovered an unidentified flying object in the sky over the capital Tehran. When two Iranian Air Force jets approached the mysterious object, the pilots lost radio contact with the ground. When preparing to fire at the UFO, their weapon system also failed. Only after leaving the vicinity of the strange craft did they resume full control of their aircraft. The Rendlesham Forest incident is the name given to a series of sightings that occurred in 1980 following an alleged landing of an unidentified flying object in Rendlesham Forest. The British Ministry of Defence has never considered this event a threat to national security. Therefore, the incident was never officially investigated. The U.S. Navy encountered a UFO. The encounter occurred during a combat exercise conducted in the Pacific Ocean off the Southern California coast on November 14, 2004. The pilots of 6 F/A-18 Super Hornets reported detecting something in mid-air, and also appeared on the radar of U.S. Navy ships and other fighters in the area. This flying object, in 2014-2015, fighter pilots of the USS Theodore Roosevelt aircraft carrier strike force also reported recording sensors detecting unidentified aerial objects. Many UFOlogists believe that there is now authentic evidence, but the government is hiding it, possibly because of fear of the spread of panic and division if such information is revealed. Until now, their appearance is still a supernatural phenomenon without any satisfactory explanation. Faces in Bmmas. The Bmmas faces, or the faces of Bmmas, is an alleged paranormal phenomenon in a private house in Spain. The phenomenon started in 1971 when residents claimed images of faces appeared in the concrete floor of the house, located at the Pereira family home at Calle Real 5, Bmmas de la Moraleda, Jaén, Andalusia, Spain. The Bmmas faces have been responsible for bringing large numbers of sightseers to Bmmas. Various faces have supposedly appeared and disappeared at irregular intervals since 1971 and have been frequently photographed by the local newspapers and curious visitors. Many Bmmas residents believe that the faces were not made by human hand. Some paranormal investigators believe that it is a thoughtographic phenomenon, subconsciously produced by the deceased former owner of the house, Maria Gómez Camara. Skeptical researchers have performed extensive tests on the faces and believe that they are fabrications possibly created as part of a hoax. It is suspected that the Pereira family may have perpetrated the hoax for financial gain. Over the next 30 years, the Pereira's mysterious fireplace has been visited by many scientists, as well as researchers and television reporters. Many people think that face is fake, it was just painted on. However, studies and tests have shown that the faces are sunk into the tiles rather than painted on the surface. And it has been considered the most mysterious supernatural phenomenon for many years. Flight 401. On December 29, 1972, Flight 401 from New York to Miami took off at John F. Kennedy Airport at 9:20 p.m. There were 176 people aboard the Lockheed L-1011, nicknamed the "Whisper Plane" because it makes less noise than other planes. At 11:30 p.m., the captain spoke through the loudspeaker, welcoming passengers to the city as the plane lowered altitude to land at Miami International Airport. However, an incident occurred. The plane fell at a speed of 365 km per hour. At 11:42 p.m., Captain Bob Loft passed away. Flight engineer Don Repo survived the accident but died in the hospital a few days later. A total of 101 people died, 75 survived. Over the next 1.5 years, many Eastern Airlines employees said they saw the ghosts of Repo and Loft on other flights of the airline. The flight attendants saw Repo's reflection on the oven door in the galley. A flight attendant on a New York-Miami flight saw Loft's face when opening the locker. The entire crew on one flight saw Repo sitting with them, and they said he warned of a circuit fault, which was later discovered and fixed. Even an Eastern Airlines vice president saw Loft on a plane preparing to take off from John F. Kennedy Airport. After that, rumors about ghosts on other planes began to spread. Experts stepped in to verify these rumors. Crew members on the planes said that the two ghosts that often appear on flights are Captain Bob Loft and co-pilot Don Repo of the fateful Flight 401. The vice president of a European airline said that he once talked to a captain who he thought was in charge of a certain flight, but later realized that this was actually the captain. Late Captain Loft. Woman grows metal. A woman named Norziata living in Sanggata village, East Kutai, Indonesia, suffered from a strange disease in which metal can grow all over her body and inside her body. Ms. Norziata began to feel strange symptoms appearing in her body in 1991. After that, metal wires raced to come out of her chest and abdomen. During the first week, they fell out. But about a month later they grew back, and from then on they never fell out again. They continued to grow in her body, with metal sections reaching up to nearly 20 centimeters. Through initial consultation, doctors and experts also discovered the presence of more than 40 metal wires inside her body. To date, there has not been a similar case. This supernatural phenomenon is still a mystery to doctors and scientists. Magnet Man. Mr. Tho Lin is in Malaysia and is also an elderly person like many other normal people, but he possesses a strange ability that scientists cannot explain. His body is like a large magnet and can attract all iron and steel objects. The most surprising thing is that he is like a character in X-Men, able to control this strange ability. In an extraordinary way, scientists also discovered that his two grandsons also had similar abilities. Liu Tho Lin, who was over 70 years old, had extraordinary abilities. His body can suck up many metal objects with a total weight of 36 kilograms and a maximum weight of each object of up to 2 kilograms. Thanks to this strange ability, Mr. Liu used to pull a car with a piece of metal on his body. Liu discovered his unusual ability after reading an article about a family in Taiwan with to attract metal. He was curious and placed metal objects on his stomach and they stuck very tightly to his stomach. Scientists have also researched this phenomenon. However, it was difficult for them to explain why he had such abilities. They theorized that his skin must have had great friction and created a suction effect. Mysterious Ghost Island. On the east coast of Canada there is a small and very barren island. This island has a very strange point. Not even grass can grow, nor can birds stop here. The island does not have any viable plants. Around this island, only the blue rock layer must survive with great difficulty. The strangest thing is that whenever a ship approaches the vicinity of the island, the ship's compass will suddenly be lost. Disappeared, leaving no trace. It sounds crazy, but if you come here, all the boats are like being hypnotized and people are immediately attracted to this strange little island, so this place has caused many ships to run aground. Conductor. Mr. Slavica Podgkic in Požarevac, Serbia, was also recognized by the world's scientific community for his strange ability to store electricity. Slavica successively set records related to storing electricity in the body and using body electricity to operate electrical devices. At the age of 17, Slavica discovered that it was possible to store electricity in the body and then use electric current in the body to light the bulb. Since then, he has often taken advantage of his unique ability. In 1983, he set a Guinness record for allowing 20,000 volts of electricity to flow through his body safely. In 2003, he continued to write his name in the Guinness Book of Worlds when he turned his body into an electric stove to heat water up to 97 degrees Celsius in just 1 minute and 37 seconds. In addition, he also performed performances of grilling sausages and boiling eggs with electricity. In Vietnam, with his special ability to conduct electricity, Mr. Phan Hong Nut is often called Electric Man, with the ability to conduct electricity and expose to electricity without any reaction. Thanks to this special ability, he has performed all over the country. In 2014, he participated in the talent search contest, Vietnam's Got Talent. Since then, his abilities have been recognized and affirmed by many people. Ghost Island. Scientists and experts have made many remarkable discoveries about life around us. Among these, notable is the surprising secret about a special island located in the Pacific Ocean. The large Pacific Ocean has a very strange and special small island. Sometimes this island can automatically split into two small islands. but sometimes they can automatically join together to form one large island. The time of separation and merger does not depend on any rules. In general, at least 1 to 2 days, at most 3 to 4 days. When separated, the distance between the two parts of the island is about 4 meters. When combined, it becomes a complete whole as before. Time tunnel. On July 2, 1955, Flight 914 took off from New York Airport to Florida and suddenly disappeared. At that time, it was thought that the plane might have crashed into the sea. However, after 35 years, this flight suddenly appeared in Venezuela. When the passengers and crew on this flight returned to their homes in the United States, what surprised them was that their children and relatives were all old, but they were still alive and young as that year. So does the time tunnel really exist? This is still an unanswered question. Jindo and Modo Sea. From March to June, the Jindo Sea splits several times, revealing a land road connecting the two islands. Hundreds of thousands of people and tourists gather at the southern tip of Korea every year to participate in the Split Jindo Sea Festival. This year, the event takes place from March 21 to 24. Welcoming a natural phenomenon. A road nearly 3 kilometers long, about 40 meters wide, emerges connecting the two islands of Jindo and Modo. On the day of the event takes place from March 21 to 24. This statue, you can see the passage clearly for about an hour. Tourists come here to walk from one island to another, while local people compete in digging in the sand to pick up clams, algae. Every year, Korea only organizes one festival, but the phenomenon of the sea splitting to reveal the road occurred 2 to 3 times between March and June. The phenomenon of sea splitting in Korea became known to the world thanks to former French ambassador, Pierre Landi in 1975. He called this phenomenon the miracle of Moses in a French newspaper. Pierre's calling reminds people of the phenomenon of the Red Sea being split in the Bible. The Old Testament recounts that in the past, the Jews had to work as slaves in Egypt, and their lives were extremely miserable. Saint Moses, wanting to free the people from a life of misery, led 600,000 people to flee with their luggage. On the way, Moses's army had to cross the Sinai Peninsula. Thank you for watching the SQN Top 10 ranking program. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like, and share this program for many people to know. See you again in next video. Thank you very much.